you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Thank you.
Mayor Manger announces his appointment of deputy mayor for the one-year term ending June 30, 2026. Limited to none.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Resolved, the mayor appoints and requests a motion for the Board of Trustees to approve the following appointment for a one-year term ending June 30th, 2026. Village Administrator Scott A. Russell. I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that Mayor Manger appoints and requests a motion for the Board of Trustees to approve the following appointment for a one-year term ending June 30, 2026, and that is Village Attorney Eileen A. Powers as well.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the mayor appoints and requests a motion for the Board of Trustees to approve the following people: village clerk, deputy appointments for one-year term ending June 30, 2026. That would be village clerk Kathy Sweeney, registrar Marlene Michelle Guar, assistant to the mayor, deputy registrar Karen Montempo.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved, the mayor appoints and requests a motion for the Board of Trustees to approve the following: Treasury's Department appointments for the one-year term ending June 30, 2026. Treasurer Julie Cruda, Deputy Treasurer Kelly Crack, Treasury Management Supervisor, Payroll Supervisor Erin Kin.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved, the mayor appoints and requests a motion for the Board of Trustees to approve the following appointments for the one-year term ending June 30, 2026. That is Village Assessor William McCoy and Architectural Consultant Arthur Frazier, AIN.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the mayor appoints and requests a motion for the Board of Trustees to approve the following appointment for the one-year term ending June 30, 2026, and that's the Associate Village Justice, Carol Reed Esquire.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved, the mayor appoints and requests a motion for the Board of Trustees to approve the following appointments as chairs for one-year term ending June 30, 2026. Planning Board, Mark London. Zoning Board of Appeals, Carol Zacharias. Planning Commission, Christian Pico. Planning Commission, Michelle Brogard. And Ethics Board, Susan Steinholm.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Just want to clarify that Christian and Michelle will be co-chairs.
You guys okay with that?
Sorry. My oversight, I'm sorry. Resolved that the mayor and Board of Trustees hereby accepts the resignation of John Gregory of the Board of Architectural Review and Historic Preservation effective July 15, 2025.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved, the mayor appoints and requests a motion for the Board of Trustees to approve the following board appointments. Board of Architectural Review and Historic Preservation, Jane Clare, term ending June 30, 2028. Quinn Hopeful, alternate member with the term ending June 30, 2026. Planning Board, Alan R. McFarland, with the term ending June 30, 2030. Anna Abrams, with a term ending June 30, 2030. Zoning Board of Appeals, Thomas Kempner, with the term ending June 30, 2030. Planning Commission, Christian Pico, with the term ending June 30, 2028. Michelle Brogard, with a term ending June 30, 2028. Ethics Board, Edward Corrigan, with a term ending June 30, 2030. Resolved that, I'm sorry.
So that's it. So I'll make the motion.
And I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees approves Mayor Manger's motion to appoint the following trustees as liaisons to the following. Southampton Cultural Center shall be trustee Edward Simeone. Southampton Arts Center, trustee Robert Coburn. Southampton History Museum, trustee Leonard Zanatti.
Second.
I'll make the motion. You're
Sorry,
seconding.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Mayor Manger respectfully requests a motion to approve the following committee and department designations for a term ending on June 30, 2026. Committee liaisons, Budget and Finance, that's Trustee Zananti. Senior Citizens Affairs, Trustee Simeoni. Youth, Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, Trustee Robert Coburn. Safety, Trustee Edward Simeoni and Trustee Robert Coburn. Sewer District Task Force, Trustee Leonard Zananti and Trustee Robert Coburn. Business Revitalization, Trustee Roy Stevenson and Trustee Robert Coburn. Environmental and Sustainability, Trustee Leonard Zananti and Trustee Robert Coburn. Tree Committee, Trustee Leonard Zananti. Board Liaisons, Police, Board of Trustees, Mayor Manger will serve as Police Commissioner for New York State Village Law 4-400. Justice Court, Trustee Edward Simeoni. Building, Trustee Zananti. Fire, Trustee Stevenson. Ambulance, Trustee Stevenson. Ocean Rescue, Trustee Stevenson. Cooper's Beach, Trustee Robert Coburn. And Public Works, Mayor William Manger.
All right, I'll make the motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Aye. Whereas in 2024, the Village of Southampton Board of Trustees, following an extensive RFP process, entered into consulting agreements for professional consulting and engineering services to the village boards and departments. And whereas the agreements expire on July 31st, 2025, and are subject to successive one-year extension with the consent of both parties. And whereas the Village Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the mayor, subject to the approval as conformed with the village attorney, to enter into one-year extensions, i.e. August 1st, 2025 through July 31st, 2026, on the same terms to the following firms in the areas specified. Planning and Zoning Boards, H2M Architects and Engineers. Planning and Zoning for Board of Trustees, BFJ Planning, Buckhurst Fish and Jackmar Incorporated. SWIP, Stormwater Pollution and Prevention Plan, and MS4. LKMA, LK McLean Associates, Engineers and Surveyors. Building, Structural and Historic, SPS, Steward Preservation Services. Drainage Projects, LKMA, again, LK McLean Associates, Engineers and Surveyors. Traffic and Parking, VHB Incorporated, Vanessa Hengen, Rusland Incorporated. DEC Permitting, H2M Architects and Engineers. So I'll make the motion.
And I'll second it.
Could I have just a brief discussion? I think I just want to mention that the village attorney has offered maybe to go through these with me. And I'd just like to have a summary of sort of what the ongoing cost is and just a summary of what each of these arrangements, maybe a one-paragraph statement of what each of these arrangements is.
Okay, for the costs, I'll have to go to the treasurer, but I can do that.
Okay.
But there's no cost unless we are asking them to do any work.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that was,
There are hourly fees, there are schedules.
it's an agreement about
Yes.
hourly fees.
That's correct.
And availability, general availability.
Right.
Okay.
And the RFP was actually based on, again, their ability to perform,
Yeah.
as well as taking into account what was the best fee schedule for the village's budget.
Great. Okay.
Yes, I'll get you that.
Thank you very much.
Number 2, resolve the
Well,
village...
wait, we
Wait,
have a motion and a second.
Sorry.
So, all in favor?
Aye. Sorry.
Okay. All right.
Number 2, resolve the village board of trustees meetings will, unless otherwise announced, be held at 6 p.m. in the village boardroom as follows. Public session meeting second Thursday of each month. Work session meeting second Tuesday following the monthly public session meeting. I'll make the motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Number 3, resolve the Board of Trustees approve the following special counsel for 25-26. Law Office of Vince Toomey, Labor Counsel. Bond Counsel will be Robert Smith, a partner at Hawkins, Delafield and Wood LLP. And our fiscal advisor, Community Star Services.
Moody staff,
Unistat, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Service Incorporated. All right, I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Whereas New York State Real Property Tax Law, or PTL, number 523 requires every local government to have a Board of Assessment review, and whereas RPTL number 1408 authorizes the Village Board of Trustees to sit as the Board of Assessment review, or alternatively, create and appoint a Board of Assessment review, and whereas historically, the Southampton Village Board of Trustees has served as the Board of Assessment review, and whereas the Village Board of Trustees has now determined that it would be prudent to create and appoint a Board of Assessment Review specifically to hear grievances from the public challenging their property tax assessments. And whereas this shall allow the village to appoint members that have a financial background and knowledge of property values in the local government or village. And whereas pursuant to RPTL number 523, the terms of such members shall commence on October 1st of the year they are appointed and shall expire 5 years later on September 30th, except for the initial terms, which shall be staggered so that only one member's term expires each year. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Village Board of Trustees hereby creates a Board of Assessment Review and appoints the following members effective October 1st, 2025, with the terms expiring as stated below. Edward Moneypenny, with a term ending September 30th, 2030. Glenn Halsey, with a term ending September 30th, 2029. James McNaught, with a term ending September 30th, 2028. And Michelle Brogard, with a term ending September 30th, 2027.
And there's one additional one to fill out the 5 members. Michaela Kessler of Sotheby's Real Estate will be filling in, or will be put in place with a term ending September 30th, 2026. So that's the motion. I'll second.
Discussion?
Yeah.
Just like to make a suggestion. These individuals are definitely all capable of handling this Board of Assessment Review. But they're already part of committees and budget and finance as well. And just to not even have the appearance of any kind of conflict of interest, because they could be favoring the village versus the public in making the assessments. Maybe we can also get some other people that are part of the public that are not in committees already. Just a suggestion.
No, I appreciate that, but Michaela Kessler is definitely a member of working for Sotheby's. Michelle Brogard is on the Planning Commission, but that doesn't really have to do with.
No, but the other 3 are part of budget and finance.
You're correct, but I mean, they certainly have knowledge of finance and.
As I said, they're all capable persons.
Glenn Halsey owns a lot of property. I know he sold some of that property. He definitely knows the value of properties in this village. I don't know. I'd like to stick with these members. Roy, you have an opinion?
Is there only 5 members, or is there
Yeah,
a
that's it.
possibility of an
You
additional
can
member?
actually do it with only 3.
3 to 5.
3 to 5.
No more than
is what
5.
The state allows you to do.
I understand Mr. Signelli's point, but I think the people that you nominated, I know all of them, and I would expect them to act very even-handedly. So we'd have to.
Talk
We
about
could
the
appoint somebody
appearance.
new today.
Talk about the appearance of conflict of interest. So some people may say, I'm part of these committees already. So I'm just saying it may be prudent to have somebody that's from the public versus from these committees, that's all. And they're all capable, of course.
I respect what you're saying, Trustee Simeone, but I think this is a change in policy for this village. Suggested change to take the hearing away from the Board of Trustees and to give it to 5 individuals who will act according to their judgment. And I think at this point, I would rather go ahead with this slate of members because they know the village and they understand the issues. I think that kind of speaks for them. So I understand what you're saying, but I can also see the other side.
All right. So we have a motion. We have a second.
Second.
All right. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right. Thank
Number
you.
5, resolve the recording secretaries for the Zoning Board of Appeals, the Planning Board, and the Board of Architectural Review and Historic Preservation will be paid $260 per meeting. I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees approves the following list of Southampton Village committees with the term expiring June 30, 2025. Budget and Finance Committee, the trustee liaison shall be Trustee Zananti, Edward Moneypenny, James McNaughton, Joan Steinhardt, Len Halsey, and Gina Arista. Senior Citizens Affairs Committee, trustee, that'll be trustee Simeoni. We have George Chapek, Kathy Cruikshank, Laura Danini, Lisa Veridian, Meryl Lieberman, Melissa Suter. Youth Diversity and Inclusion Committee, trustee liaison shall be trustee Gober. We have Gerald Martin, Sandra Dozier, and Molly Bishop. Safety Committee, trustees liaison shall be trustee Simeoni and trustee Coburn. Department heads including police chief, insurance representative, village administrator, human resources representative, fire chief, ambulance chief, ocean rescue chief. Sewer District Task Force, trustee liaison, trustee Zananti, trustee Coburn, Paul Travis is chair, Scott Russell, village administrator, Stephen Phillips, superintendent of DPW, Ann Bishop, Rochelle, Edward, I'm sorry,
Yeah, you're right.
Edward Moneypenny, Robert Veridian, Janice Shearer, and John Wamble. Business Revitalization Committee, trustee liaisons Royce Stevenson, trustee Stevenson and trustee Coburn, Nancy Kane, Eldon Scott, John Betts, Jean Strudless, Lisa Kukoj, yes, Edie Moen, and Jeff Hull. Environmental and Sustainability Committee, trustee liaisons, trustee Zananti and trustee Coburn. Shella Pfeiffer serves as chair, Victoria Elowitz, John Woolsey, Peconic Land Trust, Scott Rose, Kate Shaw. Tree Committee, trustee liaison, trustee Zananti, Peter Grealish, DPW Superintendent, Anthony Piazza.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make the motion.
Second.
Could I just have one discussion? There
Sure.
are a couple committees here that have sort of 3 members. Or is that the desired size? Should we be looking for
Well,
others to join those
if you're
committees?
referring to the tree committee by code says they can only be three members.
Okay, and youth diversity and inclusion, equity and inclusion committee, I think is the full name. I'm just wondering, should we be looking for other members for some of these committees, or do you feel this in the full slate?
Since you were the trustee liaison, I think we should have it start like this, and if you think there are additional people you'd like to add, come and speak to me, because I'm the only one that can appoint, and then we can discuss and see about adding additional people.
Okay, and I just, one last comment. I know on the Budget and Finance Committee, you had mentioned to me that there may have been one member who was not at some of the meetings.
So, actually, the meetings were only strictly with dealing with the budget when I was formulating the budget, but apparently was at all of the other meetings. But that's where I was
Just to clarify that point, there are 2 types of meetings that the Budget and Finance Committee holds. One is as a committee, where we discuss audit issues with the auditors, etc. The other types of meetings are the meetings that are the department budget meetings. And they're held during working hours. And we are lucky enough to have several members who are retired who can participate, and some of the other members work and can't participate in all of them. So just to clarify the attendance records, there are none really.
Okay, it was just
Yeah.
comment and information.
Yeah, yeah.
It's fine.
Anyway, all right, so I think we addressed all of those. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Number 7, that the treasurer shall resolve that the treasurer shall deposit all monies received by virtue of his/her office and is hereby authorized and directed to continue to deposit all village funds not required to satisfy immediate expenditures in interest-bearing accounts as allowed by law, and that these funds shall be deposited with the following institutions which have agreed to abide by the village investment policy and the requirements of Section 2 of the municipal law and other provisions of the law relating to this subject. M&T Bank, Dime Bank, MBIA Bank of New York, CLASS, and Metropolitan Commercial Bank. I'll make the motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye. Number 8, resolve that in the absence of both the treasurer and the deputy treasurer, checks drawn on village accounts may be approved only by the signatures of the mayor and 1 trustee or 2 trustees. I'll make the motion.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye. Number 9, resolve that the treasurer being hereby is authorized to make all transfers between appropriation accounts during the fiscal year ending May 31st, 2026. I'll make the motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Item 10, resolve the Southampton Press is designated as the official newspaper and Newsday is designated as the additional communication media for publication and legal notices. I'll make the motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Congratulations, Gail.
Resolved
It's a lot of
that
competition.
Resolved that official travel by village employees or officials involving reimbursement by the village shall require prior approval by the appropriate department head or village administrator, except in case of unforeseen requirements, in which case such travel may be approved by the mayor or, in his absence, the deputy mayor. I make a motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Whereas the Village of Southampton has recognized the need for an electrical upgrade at Cooper's Beach to improve infrastructure and to support ongoing operations. And whereas the Village of Southampton publicly solicited bids in accordance with the village procurement policy, and whereas the Superintendent of Public Works evaluated the bids once open, received, and has determined that the proposal submitted by Ocean Electric at a cost of $76,975 to be the lowest responsible bidder, now therefore be it resolved, the Village Board of Trustees hereby accepts the bid submitted by Ocean Electric for the Coopers Beach Electrical Upgrade Project at a total cost not to exceed $76,975 and paid for out of Capital Fund Account H1620.200. And be it further resolved, the Mayor authorizes the Superintendent of Public Works to execute a contract with Ocean Electric in accordance with the bid, subject to the approval of the village attorney. So I'll make the motion.
Second.
And, sorry, just a brief discussion. I think you gave some helpful background on this that the public might want to know. I think, as I understood it, basically there's inadequate service currently at Cooper's Beach. It was installed many years ago. It's not the right amperage for the equipment that's in the kitchen and for other things we may want to do. So this is a sort of generational upgrade to the amount of amperage that's available.
We've added a lot to the service down there, so we have to upgrade the amperage so that we don't have blackouts down there, which we actually have experienced in the past.
And is this something that is comfortably within a budget for Public Works or for?
Yes, so I can tell you, although I don't know if I should say so loudly, this is within what we allocated in the budget for this item.
Great.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say.
You're not giving away.
I'm not giving away any
Our
numbers.
secrets, right?
Okay, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees approves the appointment of the following individuals as election inspectors for the village election held on Friday, June 20, 2025, substituting inspectors who were unable to participate as follows. Judy Johnson replaced Errol Fisher at $25 an hour. Betty Nichols replaced Sharon Lewis, $25 an hour. And Diana Taylor replaced Nanette Schumacher, $25 an hour.
Just for clarity, I think it was the other way around.
The other way.
They were replaced by, so I think
Yeah.
Karen Fisher, Sharon, and Nanette Schumacher.
Correct. That's correct. So, I'll make the motion. Is there a
Second, yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So, we do have one walk-on that came from our legal counsel. So I will ask for a motion to present a walk-on resolution.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So this is supplement, and this is regarding a CSEA contractual matter. So whereas the Civil Service Employee Association, CSEA, has requested a hearing on a grievance it submitted concerning the storage and maintenance of certain records, whereas the subject matter of that grievance is currently under review by council now, therefore be it resolved, the hearing in this matter will be conducted on July 10th, 2025 at a time to be determined at the regular meeting of the Southampton Village Trustees. So I'll make a motion or
Second, yeah.
and discussion. So this was in their CSEA contract. If there is a grievance, they may come before the full board for discussion and airing the grievance. And so that is what this is complying with. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. And actually, I believe council will be here for executive session to brief us on this matter. Is he here yet?
He is here, he's in Karen's office, I told him I'll text him over.
Okay, well, you can tell him we could probably start making his way.
Across the hall.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know where it was exactly. Okay. All right, well then, why don't we, until we do that, we'll go to comments from board members. And I think we start now with Mr. Coburn.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I am very glad to be here and appreciate the support I've had from people here in Village Hall so far. We'll hope that I continue to earn their trust. I just want to say that walking around the village over the past few months was a humbling learning experience. I became reacquainted with people and places in Southampton that had faded a bit from my view over 35 years. And I met a lot of new neighbors and friends and was struck by three things. How much shared joy and love there is for the village. Number two, that even here in Southampton, there are personal frustrations, challenges, and pain, and that is often well hidden behind hedges and smiling faces, and that sometimes even neighbors who seem to have a lot need our attention and care. So that was a good learning experience. And number three, that the overwhelming majority of residents keep up with and care about our village, and no more than I think sometimes we give them credit for. They're willing to play a greater role in solving our challenges. I know it's not always easy to get them to volunteer or step forward, but I sensed a great willingness for those I met. So I'm looking forward to helping bring more of them into some of the service roles and attending meetings and participating. I want to thank the mayor and trustees Stevenson and Simeone for kind words and congratulations that they gave me after the election, and I know I can be an effective colleague to all the members of this board. I look forward to our work together. I also look forward to working with the village employees and the residents for whom I'll be a liaison. And I'm especially excited to join the teams addressing septic and clean water issues, as well as workforce housing and downtown vibrancy. Other priorities that I was asked about by a lot of the residents I met to raise in the coming months, including more discussion of upcoming agenda items for all the boards, review of taxes and assessments, and greater understanding of some of the moving parts in our budget and finance plan. Most of all, I just want to thank neighbors, friends, and supporters from across the village for entrusting me as your representative. I'll wrap this up just by saying I'll reach out to many of you for your thoughts and your help over the next couple of years, and please reach out to me with your ideas and concerns and solutions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Trustee Coburn. We'll go to Trustee Simeone.
Very brief, I just want to congratulate Trustee Coburn as a new addition to the board. Look forward to working with him, and also congratulate Mayor Manger and Mayor Stevenson for the recommendation.
Thank you, Trustee Simeone. We'll go to Trustee Stevenson.
Thank you, Mayor. I second Trustee Coburn's comments regarding the people of the village's willingness and concern for our wonderful place and trying to make it even better. And I look forward to working with Trustee Coburn and the rest of the board to continue what we've been doing for the last several years. I also just want to thank everybody who we mentioned tonight, who are on all the various committees and subcommittees and parts of our government, for being willing to serve. It is work, but it is fun, and it is rewarding to do good things for our place here. And I can't thank everybody enough for being willing to devote their time and energy to that goal. With that, I say thank you very much, and I look forward to the next couple of years.
Thank you, Trustee Stevenson. Trustee Zanti.
Thank you, Mayor. Just as a point of clarification, Trustee Coburn, you may have forgotten, but I also congratulated you on election night.
Oh, okay.
I guess you forgot. It's okay. It was
a busy night.
Okay.
Apologize.
Okay. Firstly, I'd like to thank all of the volunteers who serve the village in all the various capacities. Your input to the village is invaluable. Secondly, on a very personal note, I've had over a 50-year career in public service, and to me, public service is the noblest of professions. That is serving our residents, our citizens, and our entire community. The post of Deputy Mayor in Southampton Village is an honor, and I bring into this job my education in public administration and my years of experience, and I'm happy to serve the village in this capacity. We have some critical projects that I'm working on with others. The cell tower is important for our first responder communications and effectiveness. The recent flooding tragedy in Texas in which a number of children were killed not only saddens us, but it also instructs us that we have to have the right attention paid to public safety. I understand reports were made that local authorities in Texas did not fund a $50,000 item which would have provided an early warning system for flooding. A lesson learned is not to be short-sighted in prioritizing resources to our life-saving first responders. The second issue is the Clean Water and Sewer Task Force. We have appropriately laid down the plans for the most effective solution to our septic leaching and other clean water issues. And I look forward to more productive resolution of this critical issue to our village, which includes finding an appropriate site for the treatment plant. And lastly, there's traffic. Traffic mitigation is another important project. Until we can see the town and county permanentizing the effective pilot program that they ran last spring, we won't have any relief from our residential streets being overwhelmed by non-residential traffic. I look forward to a collaborative and productive working relationship with the village trustees, volunteers, and all our residents. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Trustee Zanti. So I would just like to add that the village has been extremely busy over the last week or so. On June 27th, I attended the Southampton High School graduation, which I was told had one of the largest graduating classes in its history. There were over 180 students that graduated on the field there, Mariners Field on Narrow Lane. And I was very pleased and honored to be asked to be part of that. The 4th of July, I think, was the busiest 4th of July this village has ever seen. And speaking with our chief, she said that from footage they got from drones overhead, they estimated the crowds at being several thousand and larger than we have had in the past. And it was definitely noticed by members of the public when they saw how much garbage was being deposited in the garbage cans on Main Street and Hampton Road and Jones Lane. And so we had to call in our excellent village staff for an additional garbage pickup. And again, trying to keep up with that is not easy, but we had very dedicated members of the village staff that gave up their time on 4th of July and over the holiday weekend to come in and work diligently to try and keep our village looking as good as it can be. I would also mention our police force that did an outstanding job with the crowds that were here for 4th of July. And you may have noticed we also had police forces here from Quogue, East Hampton Village, Southampton Town. It's really wonderful that all of the neighboring communities pitch in and provide the help that we need for what I've been told is one of the largest parades on all of Long Island, right here in the little village of Southampton. So again, I want to thank the police chief and every member of the police force for their dedication. I saw Detective Rios out on North Main Street at an intersection. He was doing his duty, and you know, amongst everybody that was out there trying to keep everybody safe during the 4th of July. We did have outstanding weather. I think Cooper's Beach was probably at its busiest it's ever been as well. There was overflow parking across the street, and a tremendous number of people went to enjoy what is now the #1 beach in the United States of America. And there is a new sign that I put up on the Cooper's Pavilion, and now I'm handing this over to Rob, but I put up a new sign on the Cooper's Pavilion that says #1 beach in the USA. And I understand from Matt Weeks that people were getting their Instagram shots in front of it as they went to the beach over the weekend. So hopefully that'll show up on a lot of Instagram sites, calling out our beach as the #1 beach in the United States. But again, I want to thank all of the village employees for the work that they did. I'm very happy that we got the PBA contract done last year, but I do know that we now have the PROBA contract up again, so I will have to work to get the PROBA contract in place for the next few years. CSEA is still good for a little bit longer, but these contracts come up very quickly, and so I will begin to work on the program contract later this month. But other than that, I want to say that also I went to the Halsey House event on South Main Street. Very well attended, excellent cause to support the Halsey House as well as the History Museum. I saw Trustee Coburn there, and it was a great event and really enjoyed by a lot of people. And the weather definitely cooperated. And then on the 5th of July, the day after the 4th, I joined Trustee Stevenson at the new business that just opened up on Job's Lane next to Stevenson's toy store called Color Pop, which is actually a store, a studio for children to go and partake in art projects and other crafts events right there on Job's Lane. And I really enjoyed joining Trustee Stevenson. I think he's happy that it's right next to his toy store. But it was an excellent opening with a lot of kids, very enthusiastic children, and they all ran in after the ribbon was cut to start working on art projects. So I think that was a great addition to the great businesses that we have here in Southampton Village. And with that, I don't think I have anything else to report, except that I will need a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss labor, contractual, and other matters with our labor attorney. And so with that, I will make a motion and ask for a second to adjourn to executive session.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. And thank you all for coming out to this first organizational meeting of... So the time is now 2:41. I am asking a motion to return to public session after executive session where no action was taken. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. And then at this time, the meeting is over. I will make a motion to adjourn this meeting of the Southampton Village Board of Trustees.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.